Giving all praise to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahshua, Bashem, Rakakodah, Shalom to the 144,000 rest of the elect out there. Shalom to you all. I'm going to title this video, Further Proof This Man Is Not of the Elect. And that's Big Head, Prince of Power. He put a video up and I just caught it. Digital ID, where the GMS, or supposed to be where are the GMS Israelites. So we're right here. I'm right here doing a video. So I'm just going to let it play. It's 3 minutes and change. And we'll go with the spirit. So listen up. Because this came out and we spoke on this. He said, oh, we haven't put up videos talking about the mark of the beast. Okay, I'm going to show you that. Hell, last week I put up a handful of videos, and other men in GMS put up a handful of videos. So let's go ahead and listen. He just lost. He doesn't. The Most High is not dealing with him. Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is not dealing with him. He's one of them guys that either started watching either GMS, some of GMS, IUIC, ISPK, other groups, and kind of did his own thing. And he used to be out on the highways and the byways. He don't do that no more. And he didn't come into this thing long enough to eat the role. You know, that's why he got all messed up with the reincarnation. You didn't make it to that class, the reincarnation class. Okay, so let's go ahead and let it play.
And foremost, give all praise, glory, and honor to the Most High God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and his son Hamashiach, who some call Yahweh Shai, Yeshua, Yehovah.
Notice how he put Yahweh Shai, Yeshua, Yehoshua. You know, you can pick it. Basically, you can pick and choose which name you want. We'll never say that. We'll say the name of the Most High is Yahweh Shai. The name of the Father is Yahweh, and the Son's name is Yahweh Shai. Who people ignorant, the world ignorantly calls Christ or whatever. If you call on Yeshua and Yahweh or whatever, we'll tell you that's not how you pronounce the name. That's not how you pronounce the names. When we put the name up there, we say, giving all praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Bashem Rakakodah, Shalom to the 144,000 and rest of the elect out there. Or maybe it's Yahweh Yahushua. No. He says that he opens his videos with that because he doesn't know the name of the Most High. True name of the Most High and his son. So let's listen.
Oshua, Yashaya, Yahusha. We mostly know as Jesus Christ. Digital ID. Seeing this hit my timeline, I don't know.
Digital ID is one step closer to the digital ID being put in your right hand, left hand, forehead, which is a chip. That's one step closer. They're giving this to you piecemeal, incrementally. Okay, this digital ID, which you have the Prime Minister Starmer of Great Britain, he's saying everybody's got to get. If you want to work in the UK, you got to get this digital ID. If not, you don't work. And we responded to this video.
How valid this is, but I'm interested in seeing how GMS is going to respond to this.
If you watch the videos, we responded to it, and I'm gonna show you that. Matter of fact, you know what? Let me do this. Let me do this right here. Let me do this, cause he's trying. He wants to get us. He want to get us back. Tahar called me a false prophet, and you are you're still a false prophet. I'm a prophet of the Lord, and you're not. Let me see. Bear me for a minute, y'all. Bear me for a minute, y'all. I'm sorry. Let me do this. I can come back to this.
And when we shot that.
Anyway, let me come over here. Let me do this. Bear me for a minute. where it's coming up. Okay, so these are the videos that I put up. Okay, video. Let me click on video. He said he wanted to know the response of that video of the Prime Minister talking about the digital ID. Let's see what we can find here. Hermeneutics, Jeremiah 30, chapter 30, pretty good. A handful of people watched. Let me see. Jacob's Trouble, Nero 47. Give me okay, let me see. Wait a minute. Okay. Did another hermeneutics. Anytime you see hermeneutics in my list, you know it's a chapter breakdown. Oh, let me see. Okay, this bear me for a minute, y'all. Okay, I'm gonna play this one. Well, let me see what else would I do on this particular subject. Oh, here we go. Wait. Here's your response. If you watch the videos I put up, here's the response. So this was more than a week ago. How many more receipts do you need? So let's go ahead and play that. Wait a minute. The mark, right, comes before the rapture, you dumbass Christians. Let me see. Breaking news. UK will implant digital ID mandatory for all adults. And it's going to happen because the Prime Minister of the UK said it was going to happen. Real ID, national ID. How many more receipts do you need? So let's go ahead and play this. This is 33 minutes. Matter of fact, you know what I'm going to do? Let me play this first. He said he wants to see our response. We hadn't made no response dealing with the subject of the mark. And he said, oh, I remember them 5 years ago. They called the year Karagma. In that year of the year Karagma, when did we say the chip is going to come in that year? Show me a video where I said the microchip which is a Karagma people are going to get it in that year. No, I just called the year Karagma. That's all I called it because we were talking about it a lot. I said the year of deliverance. Does that mean that the Lord's going to deliver us this year? No. Show me a video. You got a whole year of videos. Show me in that year, the year of Karagma, where I said, or any man in GMS said, oh, the mark of the beast is coming this year. Let's go ahead and listen. Shalom to the 144,000, the rest of the elect out there. Shalom to you all. One more step. How many more receipts do you need? So listen up.
Today, I am announcing this government will make a new free of charge digital ID mandatory.
Hey, he's a cookie. This is a cookie cutter Prime Minister. They all look the same. They all Edomite with glasses on, with a suit on. Like they're different. This guy, he's going to make a change.
Right to work. The end of this parliament. Let me spell that out. You will not be able to work in the
Look at the sign. Hand sign.
United Kingdom if you do not have digital ID. It's as simple as that. Because decent, pragmatic, fair-minded people, they want to tackle the issues that they see around them. And of course, the truth is, we won't solve our problems if we don't also take on the root causes, looking upstream to tackle poverty, conflict.
Oh, poverty, conflict, war. Hey, just take the chip. You'll be okay. Everything will be okay. So we can clearly see that this man, take the chip, or the ID card, national ID card, digital ID card, and UK will become a utopian society overnight. We'll be able to sing that song in unity and harmony, IGY, by the famous Donald Fagen. What a beautiful world this would be. What a glorious time to be free. When we get that chip. And that's what that song is about, the future. Well, that 76 will be A-OK. That 76 is talking about America. It's code. Donald Fagen used code. Got a script, just like the African prime ministers, presidents, and so forth get a script. Watch, keep your eyes open. You're going to see how many different countries, various countries, will accept this and put this into play. Like they came up with the idea. Oh, it's a great idea. UK did it. We're going to use it too. It actually works. Hey, how many more receipts do you need before you see the truth? Or before you wake up? Anyway, shalom. So let's come on back. The year of IGY. The great song too. I believe Donald Fagen is a Jake. Speaking of Jakes, I was watching a video that Jake's Shield did an interview with General Yohana. I seen some of it, right a couple of minutes ago, and I'm looking at the guy at Jake's Shield because he's inquiring about the whole Hebrew Israelite thing, and Yohana pretty much told him. He didn't tell him directly, but he pretty much talking about white people going to slavery. I said maybe Jake Shields is a Jake. His name is Jake. I looked up the word Shields, and it goes back to the English Irish, and it means warrior. The word shield means shield. The name, if you were a warrior carries shield. So he bore that name, and he fought in the UFC many years ago, and I believe he got a champion. He won some championships. He's a high level MMA fighter, and his last name fits his spirit. He's a warrior, straight up warrior. And Jake, his first name is Jake, but he looked like an Edomite, but he might not be an Edomite, and he's really trying to find the truth, whatever the truth is. We know what the truth is. He doesn't know, and he has podcast. I think the Jake Shield Fight Back podcast. So General Yohana was on there. I may even go into that, So I took a little nap. I was trying to go to sleep early, but I woke back up. Thanks to the Prince of Power, he woke me up. Anyway, I'm sorry. So let me come over here. Oh, we were going in on diet. It seems like Apostle Gabar swears by that. What is it called? Carnivore. What is it called? Carnivore diet, which is proteins, meats, and so forth. I think he does carnivore. Is it called carnivore diet? Carnivorous diet, whatever. What do you call it? Keto diet, which pretty much is like the same thing. The perfect. I'm showing this. Like this is a carnivore diet. Also, it's a keto diet. It's all protein. You got the bacon, which is the turkey bacon. I'm looking for beef bacon. Brothers saying you shouldn't eat turkey, eat beef bacon. If I can find it, I'll get it. It's hard to find. Then you got You don't got no regular white eggs. You got brown eggs, which are the eggs. 18 eggs cost me, I think, $10-11, and they're pasture raised, not free range. Those are good, but pasture raised is the best you can get. That's why they're so expensive. So I cooked up, sizzled up 10 pieces of bacon, turkey bacon, and each what do you call it, slab of bacon, whatever you call it, strip of bacon, was 6 grams of protein. And then I had 6 eggs, I believe it was 6 eggs, and that was about 6 grams of protein. So you're talking about 100 grams of protein just on that plate. You know, protein, that's the way to go. Anyway, so he said, I'm waiting for GMS to make a response to this video. This guy saying what he said. I did make 9 days ago. I made a video right here, 10 days ago. Breaking news. UK will implant digital ID mandatory for all adults. And this is what he said. I gave you the little clip, the little snippet. Here's another video on the mark. All right. The mark come before the rapture, you dumbass Christians. Here's another one. High-ranking members of the IUIC now believe the mark of the beast is the microchip. And that's a fact. They ain't gonna say it around Nate though. Okay, let me see. So he said he wondering when I made a response. I made a response. I see big things happening in 2026. You got the chip, the needle, which is Karax. Got the planet Earth, the whole world. This is code. This is code right here. Microchip to the whole planet Earth. Ships are coming back to bring death and fire. That's code right there. Come on now. Come on. Oh, I did this. That was 3 weeks ago. How to make an electrolyte drink. You don't got to buy it. You make it yourself. It's pennies. Me putting all the ingredients to make this electrolyte, delicious electrolyte drink probably cost me maybe a dime, 15 cents. And I don't even think that much. Okay. So I showed you like five videos on covering the mark of the beast. Let me do this. Let me do this right here. He's saying he's wondering when we're gonna do a response to this guy talking about the digital ID. Let me see, mark of the beast. Okay, how many times does it come up? People that had dreams of the mark of the beast. This prophecy is close. That was 2 months ago. I asked ChatGPT, is the mark of the beast in Revelation 13:16 the microchip implant? This goes way back. This is 5 years ago. What is the mark of the beast? Part 1. This is a documentary that we made. I think this is a 6-part documentary. So 5, 10, 15. I think it was 15. I think it was like an hour and change, if they were all 15 minutes long. Another person has a dream about the mark of the beast. There goes another one that was 3 months ago. This was 4 months ago. Repost GMS Elder. GMS Saints of the Most High, the mark of the beast. Response Bible expert, Black Israelites on the Mark of the Beast. There's another one that I put up. GMS Israelites and the Mark of the Beast. That was 3 months ago. Here it is again. I asked ChatGPT, is the Mark of the Beast a microchip? So, let me do this. Okay, let me just open this up. Just see if I'm gonna get an order here. I put this montage together with a program that I had.
So the subject is, with this particular mark, you can't buy or sell it. Can somebody tell me what a radio frequency chip has to do with that? A radio frequency identification is meant as what? A GPS. To find location. Where's my dog? A sister wrote me and said, my dog has an RFID chip. I said, well, maybe he can go buy some land for you.
Now, we proved that that you can buy and sell. If you go to Google and you put in, can you make money transactions with RFID, and it'll tell you yes. So he said RFID, radio frequency identification, can only track things. It can't pay for nothing. So he's looking like a fool. Okay, this is low quality.
So what do you think the Mark of the Beast is, the RFID microchip?
The microchip? Did you say microchip?
What's your thought on the Mark of the Beast in the Book of Revelation?
The Mark of the Beast in the Book of Revelation. You mean 666, the number 666? What significance do you think I think it has? Or what significance do I think it might have? Well, I think at the time it was written in code, right? Because for political reasons it had to be, and it was common to do that at the time. I think it's largely allegorical, and I think that the numbers.
Anyway, this is a documentary. You know what I'm gonna do? Let me try this. Bear me for a minute, y'all. Bear me for a minute. So I gave you a bunch of videos on the subject. He said, I'm waiting for a response. You watch our videos, you would have got the response. Let me do part 2, see what comes up. Let's see what comes up. Okay. See, only one part came up on ours. Let me do it this way. This guy, I remember him. He's pretty good. He goes in. Pastor Doug Batchelor, and he says that, I believe he says the Mark of the Beast is a microchip. I don't know what's up with him now. Okay, so let me do this. So all you had to do, Prince of Power, that's what we call you guys your name. I know you got a Hebrew name. Probably got it from us. But had you know, I'm wondering they won't do a response. They ain't did a Mark of the Beast video in a long time. I showed you a bunch of videos. It was like 15, 20 videos. Let me do this. That's my favorite subject, my brother. Okay, see, it didn't come up. Didn't come up. So I gotta look for it. Let me do it this way. Let me do it this way. I guess they took them all down. Like, they left the part 1 up. I wonder why. Rapture never came, sucker. This night, the September 23, 2025. Oh, the bishop out of Africa, he said the Lord didn't know about the Gregorian calendar. That is, he's going by the Julian calendar. So he said the Lord's coming back either on the 6th or the 7th. Tomorrow's the 6th. So you see if the Lord gonna come back. The Lord gonna come back. Look at that. My part 2 is not even up. They don't like us. The GMS, they don't like GMS. Got every video up except mine. Every video up except the one I put up. So let's come on back. Let me see something here. Come on back.
And when we shot that scene, King Kong, that was him. That was all him.
That was not on the page?
No. That came from Denzel.
Yeah, King Kong ain't got shit on me. Wasn't in the script. He Denzel just put it in there. King Kong ain't got shit on me. Okay, here we go. We're back over here. So I showed you. I wonder what the response is going to be from the GMS guys. Let me bring this back.
I'm interested in seeing how GMS is going to respond to this. Don't forget.
All you got to do is go to my page and watch the videos. I showed you 2 responses. I showed you a bunch of times where we did videos on the subject.
Yeah, they had a prophecy about as fake as this rapture prophecy that just went on about the year of Karagma.
So my challenge to you is to go find when I call for the year of Karagma and show me in a vid. I do a lot of videos in 1 year. That's a lot. That's hundreds of videos, right? Hundreds of videos in a year, if not 1,000. Check out all them videos during the year of Karagma and show me one video where I said the chip is coming this year. That's why I called the year Karagma. I challenge you. You guess what? You can't do it. You can go to any man in GMS, any other brother or elder or whatever.
I ain't forgot y'all said it was gonna be the year of Karagma about 5-6 years ago.
Of course I said that, the year of Karagma. I didn't say anything about that. That's the year that they're gonna put the chip out.
Then y'all just stop talking about it. Anyway.
Did I show y'all, audience? Did I show y'all a handful of videos that I did? Didn't I show y'all? Didn't he say, I wonder what the response is gonna be for this video? Didn't I show you 2 videos on this guy? One video was 30. Matter of fact, I'm sorry. Let's go here. Let me see. Let's keep it going.
Digital ID. Where are we going with this? I'm just interested in seeing how GMS is going to spin this. I think I done fell out of the algorithm. I ain't been clicking on their videos, man.
Thank you. That's why you don't know, cause I want to see them they respond on this. I ain't seen them do videos like on this subject in a while, and you just admitted it. I don't. Let's play it back.
Where are we going with this? I'm just interested in seeing how GMS is going to spin this. I think I done fell out of the algorithm. I ain't been clicking on their videos.
That's why you don't see it. That's why you don't see. That's why you said what you said about the response, cause you ain't watching our videos. And you said how we gonna spin this. We ain't spinning nothing. We're just saying that this is one more step closer to the actual chip. And you're gonna take it too, cause you like to eat.
Man, I'm gonna have to go back and start clicking on their videos again, and
yeah, so maybe you'll learn
finding some of these brothers to see if they're gonna speak on this. But let me.
You keep watching our videos. Eventually, you're gonna say, "Oh shit, GMS was right."
Let's let y'all hear what they're mentioning about this idea.
You will not be able to work in the United Kingdom if you do not have digital ID. It's as simple as that. Today, I am announcing this government will make a new free of charge digital.
And why did he do that? He said, this is a good idea. Everybody should have these IDs, these digital IDs. No, he got a script like everybody else, every other leader, 200 countries. There's 198, 200 countries. All that was 54 African countries in this continent of Africa. I believe there's 54 African countries. They're all going to get the chip. I mean, they're all going to get the script, and it's going to eventually lead to the chip. Australia, the prime minister, which is a puppet, they're going to give him the script, study the script, and do a speech on it. Let motherfuckers know what you're going to do. All right, Australia, China, the U.S. When Trump gets the chip, the script, he gonna say, yeah, we'll have to get it.
ID mandatory for the right to work by the end of this Parliament. The truth is, we won't solve our problems if we don't also take on the root causes. You will not be able to work in the United Kingdom.
And that's just it repeating itself. But yeah, we'll follow this if it goes a little close. But this is about all I know. I haven't dug deep on it. Again, when I seen it, I was thinking in my head, man, GMS is gonna go crazy.
And I'm glad, it's beautiful. When you hear the mark, you think about GMS. When you think about GMS, you think about the mark. So that's good. We did the right thing. Why they always putting up the R&M always putting up videos on the microchip and so on? They don't think on the other thing. Just we do. But now everybody equates. So when it comes, when they make that announcement, everybody got to get that chip. All these different camps, GMS is gonna pop in their heads.
What we told y'all is coming. It's the year. And when we saying that, for those who don't understand, it's relating to the mark of the beast and no buying, no selling, and it's heavily based on the RFID chip and them putting a physical chip in your hand. Well, now they're doing ID digitally, whatever that means. So we just had to look
It's a credit card, national credit card.
further into it. But I don't see them requiring a chip. Or
Of course not. Not yet. Not yet. The response to that is not yet. It's one. Remember, they do things in piecemeal, incrementally. You know, step by step. And you can't see it. You can't see it because you're not a prophet and you're not one of the elect. See, we're on the real watchtower. And none of you can't. The rest of you can't see it, cause you ain't men of the watchtower. You ain't the watchtower men. We the watchtower men. Habakkuk 2 applies to us, not y'all.
anything, but we'll see. We'll see. You know, I just threw this lob out here for the GMSites, and those who just obsessively concerned with the mark of the beast.
You should be concerned because it's going to come, and you got to think about what you're going to do. How many meals can you go without?
In figuring out that puzzle. Pray this thing is edifying. Y'all be blessed. We'll see y'all on the next one. Shalom.
Okay, so we got it. Yeah, ICE doing some damage, boy. Let me see something. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what's happening. Yeah, med beds. Let me do this. I'm gonna play a little of this. You won't believe this. Okay, I gotta watch this. I'm gonna watch this. I took my little 15-minute nap, so I'm up again. I might be up until 2 in the morning. See, you, Prince of Power, you should subscribe to us and get our notifications. That way you would know. You said I haven't really gone here, not in the algorithm. Yeah, but you don't want to. I'm not subscribing to them. No, that's what you want to do. You wanted to subscribe to us. You know what? Let me see. This is in Chicago, man. Hey, let me put on Chicago right here. Because I was concerned ICE gonna come knocking on their door, brother. But hey, the Most High gonna be with these brothers. I saw, when I was watching the videos yesterday and all that, Saturday before we went out to camp and things happened in Chicago, and I'm like, damn, brother, I hope these brothers are all right. You know, it's funny, man. You got ICE all over the place in Chicago, and you know these brothers steady grinding. You know, hey, let's go ahead and listen. This was live earlier. You got some of the camps that are actually out there camping out. You know.
Everybody good? Oh shit, that shit. That shit. Well, I forgot to turn it off, man. That's all right.
So we're gonna let this play for a little bit. Matter of fact, here we go. This is the interview. Yeah, Hunter was getting down. He was doing his thing, but he was going off a little here and there because he should have considered Jake Shield might be a Jake. Man, his name is Jake, probably a Jake. And I don't know how well I remember Jake Shield from the UFC days. All right. Straight up, I think he's a freestyle wrestler, either Greco-Roman or freestyle. Then he got into the MMA. He teamed up with the two brothers, the Diaz brothers, Nick and Nate. And there was a point where they would just start fights. They would go to press conferences and start fucking street fights. They were kind of wild, you know? You're like the bushwhackers. But anyway, this is the video right here on Captain Tazariak's TV, which I subscribe to him. So I ain't, you know, hey, I think Vocab Malone, I think I subscribe to him too, just to see what shit he's talking about. So let's go ahead and listen to some of this. Oh, look at this. I'm sorry. It's all things are happening so fast. You can't keep up with them. I give up. I can't do this. I'm tired of pretending I don't need a man. No, you need a man. And you're going to learn how to share too. 7 women shall take hold of one man is going to take place on Isaiah 4:1 is going to take place on this side. It's going to continue, as MLK would say, continue in the kingdom. It's going to start on this side. And we be able to pick and choose what woman we're going to let into our lives. Because Bishop Nathaniel, he seems to think that Isaiah 4:1 is talking about in the kingdom. No, it's not talking about in the kingdom. It's talking about on this side. It's going to start on this side. It's going to finish in the kingdom.
What cop away? Oh, okay. Shalom, shalom. Hey, you brothers come fill these spaces in, brother.
Yeah, where you right? He on his way.
Oh, he on his way?
Yeah.
Come on with you. All right. Hey, shalom, shalom. We are the brothers of the Great Millstone, the branch here in Chicago. And first and foremost, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem, Rekakwadash.
Double honors unto the apostles, double honors unto the elder bishops. Salutations to all our fellow laborers that's doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so, now more so than ever. Right? The would-be judges, the tabernacle of David, the 144,000, right? Chosen men by Yahushua to be the ruling class government here on earth above all other people. That is the kingdom of heaven. That is what's coming. All right? And to the rest of the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird, the Israelite foreigners among the heathen nations, that have the appearance of the heathen nations. This is not a black-only thing, right? And to the few akwaf, meaning the sisters that are listening and learning to you, we say shalom. And we just going to go, hey, look, just be still, man. The Lord is working. All right? There's so much going on. So the whole world now has seen that incident on 75th, right in Lakeshore, South Shore Drive. Now, I pass through there almost every day. Okay? I'm very familiar with that area. Okay? And I know that for a fact, there is no activity from any Trinidad or Aragua, like they keep reporting. There is no activity with them at all. That's Lakeside folks and Terrortown.
There it is.
You ain't doing shit in Terrortown. All right? You ain't doing shit with them Lakeside folks over there. Ain't no Trinidad or Aragua doing nothing over there. It's all a lie and an excuse for Esau Edom to come with violence against the Northern Kingdom. Yep. And so what he's going to do is he's going to use the ICE as a Gestapo against the Northern Kingdom, and at the same time, DJ Trump is trying to bring in the National Guard, which he's activating certain places to come against. And so what they're doing,
which means we're in a martial law, a police state, suspension of the Constitution. That's why they're carrying people. I'm pretty sure they'll go into it. The building. It's was a 100-unit building or whatever, 10 stories tall building. They went up in there 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, woke up kids, put the little plastic cuffs on them, and they were asking everybody for IDs, which that's contrary to the Fourth Amendment. A cop just can't ask you for ID. You know? This is not Pretoria. This is not South Africa. This is not apartheid South Africa. So the only way they can do that and get away with it as if they suspend the Constitution. So we got to know what status are we under the status of martial law, or are we under the status of the Constitution? Is this still a constitution, a constitutional republic, a republic based upon the American Constitution? I believe the Constitution was ratified in 1787, if I'm not mistaken, because you had the government independence 1776. It was 11 years later that they had the Constitution. So you know what I'm gonna do? Let me do this. I don't gotta do this. Somebody can put it in the chat. If there's no Constitution, if one of them ICE guys says no, we don't need no Constitution, that means either we're under the Constitution, they just doing what the fuck they want to do, or they told them, oh, the Constitution is suspended. That's why there's troops in here. There's no Posse Comitatus Act in play. Somebody should look that up. So you got to look up these words. Not only do you have to speak in code, but you got to understand Esau's code. You know, Jake you go to any Jake. What is to you? I'm gonna ask you a question. What does a Posse Comitatus Act mean? I don't know. You know what define the word martial law, police state? Because that's what this is, a police state. Martial law. Martial law, there's a different set of rules. And when you're found guilty of certain things, you were summarily put to death. Lincoln declared martial law during the time of the civil conflict. That's why they were killing the shit out of each other, man. Ain't no courts and all that. Martial law. And he got killed behind it because he was going behind the back of the international bankers. He wanted to make his own money. He did that 2 times and he got blown away 2 times. When he was Lincoln, then when he came back, reincarnated as Kennedy. The same motherfucker. You know? Matter of fact, JFK, John F. Kennedy, he looked, before he got shot, he looked filled out when he got shot. He got shot at with steroids. Before they hit him with them steroids, he looked just like Abraham Lincoln. He looked just like him. He looked fuller. You see him in the pictures. He's got a fuller look. That them steroids. They've been using steroids for years, bro. And steroids is not necessarily a wicked thing, because doctors use it today. Steroids. I was in the hospital for going on 4 days, and they hit me up with steroids. You know.
In the media, they're pushing a false narrative. That little bald head Steve, what's his name? Steve Miller. Mm-hmm. That little red piece of shit. That little coward that's always talking.
Oh, that small hat, the JJ.
Big like he's tough. All right. Remember how Benny Hill used to smack the little bald head dude on the head? Right. That dude, man. With his outright, blatantly racist terminology, he's basically calling you a bunch of niggas without saying it. All right?
Because they speaking in code. We got to speak code too. We got to continue to speak code.
How these ghettos, and we're going to take back our cities, and when all the reports are telling you this crime is down, and then all the statistics that I have, let's bring out some receipts. Somebody get Exodus 23 and 1 about the false report, and any precepts that might go with it.
This is Exodus 23 and 1.
Damn, that brother's on.
Gotcha. Thou shalt not raise a false report. Put not thine hand with the wicked to be an unrighteous witness.
So they're bearing unrighteous false witness. Being accusers of the brethren. Because right here, FBI data reveals that white men lead in America's most heinous crimes. All right? Now,
well, that's the enemy within. That's what Trump said. We got to get the enemy from within. You know? But he thinks the enemy from within is Jake. There's Esau, who supposedly, hydroshock Charlie Kirk. And always coming out, all this stuff on Charlie Kirk, man, about his wife. And she ain't a real one. It was all her people go back to the small hats, and she been knew Trump. She was a part of Trump's with the beauty thing. She won one of them Ohio, one of them fucking states, and she had won it, and she was working with Trump back when she was in her teens. And she's what 6-7 years older than this guy. She played this guy, you know. Everybody's talking about it. That she didn't really mourn. They didn't see a tear come out of her eye. All the truth, the official story of Charlie Kirk getting hydroshocked is it keeps changing. The official federal FBI story, whatever. It keeps changing, bro.
Now, when Uncle Charlie got murked by his own people, right, with the microphone and the projectile that came out of his neck, that what you saw wasn't the entrance; that was the exit. It was, he was, and you notice they want to downplay and not really talking about it no more. All right, and then, then there was never really a funeral. There was no autopsy. There's a lot.
So you got I don't know how many snipers you got in America. There's trained snipers that are, I think the highest grade is expert. They say marksman. I believe is expert. Somebody could correct me, but I believe is expert. And they say they had guys that are expert that have been sniping for 30 years. And they said there ain't no way I can hit that shot from off that fucking roof. Ain't no fucking way. Then they won't going into you need spotters, you need this, you need the wind. If the wind is off, you're gonna miss the target. If you're not breathing right, there's a whole science to being a sniper. Sniper's not just carrying the long gun and let me shoot him, boom.
A lot of shit that don't make sense, man. Yeah, it's some weird shit, and it's like, yeah, but right, and he's speaking against them. That's because I believe that it was them that took him out because he was speaking against the Israelis. He was talking about opening up the Epstein files, and that to make America great.
Speaking code, brother. Speaking code. They might be knocking at your door later. Speaking code. I know sometimes we can't help it, but we can't. Don't let them know how much you fucking know. Would it Don Corleone tell his son, Sonny? He said never let them know what you're thinking. Remember when they were talking to the mafioso and they trying to push drugs? He said, that's a dangerous business. I don't like that business. You get families that's involved. And then Sonny got up. What are you talking about? What's the split? Then when they left. He said, what's wrong with you, Sammy? He said, never let them know what you're thinking. And even Michael said, did he say that? I believe he said it. He said, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. What does that mean? Out there in the chat. Keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. And people use that to this day.
Again, we got to stop sending all this money to them and support them. He began to speak that way, and less than 2 weeks later, he was
a fucking asshole any fucking way. Talking about Jake don't deserve reparations, and George Floyd really mainly died of a drug overdose. Well, wait a minute, aren't they trained that sometime you're gonna have to apprehend a guy that's on drugs? So you got to know the signs. The guy said, "I can't breathe. I can't breathe." Pretty much, if somebody says, "I can't breathe. I can't breathe," I'm thinking maybe he can't breathe. Let me put my thing off. If he tries to run, there's 5 of us. He ain't going no goddamn where. And you can have the men around you hold him down. Because maybe he can't breathe. So what did Kurt say? Yeah, he died. And the cop didn't do nothing. So you know what? And then he said, Charlie Kirk made a statement a couple of days before he got hydroshocked. He said, every once in a while, somebody needs to get shot to maintain our Second Amendment right. So guess what? He was prophesying against his own death. Wow.
Yeah. Prior to that, he was their golden boy. All right? Just some strange.
And he wasn't even a good debater. He debated pretty much kids that came out of high school. He wasn't challenged. He went to England. He was debating against some professional debaters, and they were fucking him up. They were making him look stupid. He's 31 years old, debating kids in college that are not debaters. He didn't say we're the debating team. You know, they'll use their little there's freshmen and sophomore. Sophomore means a wise moron. You know, a smart idiot, meaning you think you know something, but you really don't know shit. So they'll come with that stuff, and he's coming with his 31-year-old wisdom and making them look stupid. But he's not a great debater. Let's just say that he is not a great debater. They got videos of him in England, and them motherfuckers in England was making him look. He went up against his professor, and the professor made him look stupid. Then you had this kid, the Elamite in England, and he was in medical school, and they were going into medical, and he made Charlie look stupid.
Occurrences, I'm sure there's no relation between. It's just a coincidence that he spoke against a particular group of people, and now he's dead.
His wife was one of them people. She was down in on it. They all worked together. I'm gonna say this: Romanian angels. That's all I got to say.
But these false reports that they just continue to put out and slander. All right, can we get that? Oh, here we go. Here, this was from Rebecca Jones, and I've seen quite a few brothers use this one. All right, I didn't have this one for over a week. But it says, despite making up only 28% of the USA population, FBI data shows that white men are 55% of the kidnappers, 56% of the rapists, 58% of the mass shooters, 59% of the child porn arrests, 62% of statutory grape pedos, 63% of prostitution solicitors, 68% of 1934 NFA offenders, 75% of incest perpetrators. So the truth of the matter is that white males, and I keep seeing these white nationalist Christians coming on with these talking points about how dangerous black people are and how dangerous Hispanic and brown people are in general. And if you notice, they're in line with a lot of Republicans are speaking that way. All right, and the Democrats are being quiet. And all the cities that they seem to be attacking are cities that have black mayors.
A lot of these, I'll say, U.S. government officials, Senate and so forth, a lot of them are how can I say, happy. Let's just say that. As people putting out shit on them. You know, Nero 47 is doing all this to stop the file from coming out. Doing it so they can. He's projecting. He's distracting with these different events. Because when you're dealing with stupid people, American people are stupid. They don't know what the fuck's going on.
So-called black mayors. Those are the cities that they want to send all these troops to, because if you got because you're not going to have a mostly Edomite population in most cases vote in a chocolate man. They're not gonna vote in a swarthy mayor if you got a larger population of Edomites. It's high, most likely they won't do it. I'm not saying it can't happen, but more likely it will not. Not in America. What you got, St. Vincent?
Well, because the city he making Chicago the main city, but when you look at the actual murder rates.
Well, all the crime in Chicago supposedly, according to statistics, went down.
Oh yeah, facts.
But they keep talking about how dangerous it is and that, this, that, and the other.
But Chicago isn't even a top murder city.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not even a top murder city, and you would Jackson, Mississippi.
Damn.
Birmingham, Alabama, St. Louis, Memphis, Tennessee. I think Memphis is the only city that he sent troops to already. I mentioned Baltimore, Detroit, Cleveland, Ohio, Louisville, Kentucky, Indianapolis.
All Jake cities. All Jake cities. You got Esau out there too, but you got Jake's.
He ain't mentioned Indianapolis once.
Well,
That's a red state. In
Yeah,
fact,
that's a red state.
6 out. Let me go back up. Let me go back up. Because you said something heavy, Elder Malcolm. It says, what is that? I think 6 out of 10. 6 out.
Oh, if you don't know, this is Elder. I've been coming Elder. Bun Yum Yum, they call him Benji. His nickname. He came out to New York. Very good brother. Very, very schooled, highly skilled in the scriptures. So
6 out of 10 states on here are red cities.
Wow. So, but he's not talking about them. Meanwhile, with all these numbers showing you that white males are the danger, he wants to send the troops. He wants to send the Imperial Army to where Jake is, man. So somebody get that Jacob's trouble, man, because
he's doing what he's doing because he's Nero. He can't help it. And I said it in a video yesterday. I found this out yesterday and I shared it with everybody. That Nero said that he was going to come back. He committed suicide. He said something to the effect in classic Latin, "You're going to lose a great artist." Something to that effect. And then he said, "I will be back. I will come back. You'll see me again." So from 400 years, from the time of his death up until like the 5th century AD, you have people jump, "I'm Nero. I came back." And you got people that believe this particular guy. But he is back. He's back. He wasn't lying when he said he's coming back. He came back. He's back. He's here. Nero 47.
Here. And it ain't pulling back, man. As a matter of fact, that info about them guys who set the trap for the ice. And then I saw some image of a whole bunch of cops walking through, I think maybe it was Inglewood. It was like they were walking through a Jake area, and it was about maybe 60 or 70 of them, you know, and they were just marching through it, all right? And they had one vehicle going behind them. But I realized while I was watching them that they had no rear security. Like in the Marine Corps, we never leave out, you know, what I was taught. If we're all moving in one direction, there's literally people that are at the end are literally turned to face the back. Yeah. Exactly. They were just walking forward. So anybody could have just let them walk into a trap and just circle behind them. Right. Distract them in the front, and then while they go all running up to the front, just get them from. I was like, damn, these guys really
They're not worried about these niggers.
Well, not yet. Not yet. With that sort of stupidity. But I tell you, you try pulling at some of the redneck areas, them good old boys gonna get you.
Yeah, they're gonna let you walk down to the kill zone.
Oh, them good old boys, man, and most of them are your top snipers. American sniper. They get their first rifle when they're like 3-4 years old. They get a rifle, actual live rifle, and learn how to break a rifle down, set up, and they shooting squirrels and deers and shit. So they shooting all their life. So when they join the military, Marine or otherwise, they automatically are they come in the military as an expert. And there was a movie came out years ago before I was even born. Back in the 40s, I think the name of the movie was Sergeant York. And that's a bad movie. With this guy, I forget the guy's name. But he played like a country boy. I forget his fucking name. He's a top Hollywood actor back in the 30s and the 40s. And he was from one of the southern states. And he went into the military, and he showed the military training. And they went out on the range, and he kept hitting bullseye, right? And they didn't believe him. So they would say, check that. He said, nah, that's bullshit. And every time he hit it, boom, hit the bullseye. Boom, hit the bullseye. So it's based upon a real guy, Sergeant York. But he came from the South, you know? There was this one guy, like the guy that played American Sniper. I forget his name, but he was a real guy. And they killed him. When he came back, they killed him. They set his ass up because he knew he knew some inside shit. Because I guess he was a man of integrity. But he was up. He got a lot of bodies, but the number one guy I think sniper in the history of the whole sniper thing was this Moabite in the Korean conflict, because when they were fighting, when the U.S. was fighting against the Koreans, they were really fighting Moab, Chinese, but they would dress up as Koreans. You know, they backed up the Korea. That's before the split, the North and South Korea. But they had this one Moabite dude. He got about 300 something shots. He busting up them Babylonians, man. He was like going. All you got to do is go into the history. He was popping people left and right.
Agents are regular just citizens, man. Like a cop. Like a fucking.
Oh, you got the snipers in Palestine too. They fucking up a lot of them small heads too. The military, he fucking them up, man. You got military men, IDF, that they talking shit. They don't want to do this. They don't want to do it. There's one guy, he went before some Israeli council. He's saying this guy don't give a shit about us, talking about Natty. So this whole system is crumbling.
Cop, man. Well, less training than a cop. That's crazy. But this proves that Revelation 12 is real, man. I believe you read Revelation 12.
Yeah, 12 and 10.
Of their brethren. Because 6 out of these 10 states are red cities. All right, these are cities and red states, and that's not being mentioned. Yet they point the finger at Jake. Oh, we're taking the country back, doing this, doing that. Which?
And a lot of Edomites are signing on to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, but it's your son.
And also, they
just shot up the
guns.
school.
Who guns are registered? Who do you think they're really going to get? They don't get your ass, Esau. Egyptian versus Egyptian is real. They're going to get Jake. Jake going to get got. Jake in trouble. But you Edomites are fucked, man.
Well, the ones that's going to come against, hey, y'all just said something. Just rung a bell. They're not sending them ICE people to where them Edomites are, because they will go to war with them. One thing about Edomites, like Tazapawan said, they might be faggot, but they ain't no punks.
What they want to do, take away your Second Amendment.
Oh yeah, they definitely gonna do that. And you notice too that there's just as many Edomite immigrants here that are here illegally. Yeah. But within the Ukraine, within the Ukrainians, within the Polish, Czechoslovakians. You know, I told the story yesterday how Pat, this Irish dude I know, went to inspect some building. You know, he was inspecting it because he worked for the city. So he was going in to inspect something, and he walked into this dark building with that big bright ass flashlight. It's like a spotlight. He turned on the spotlight, and it was like 30 Polish guys in there hiding from ICE. And he literally told them, "Nigga, y'all white. What y'all? They ain't looking for y'all." Because the dude's like,
yeah, when Nero 47 said he gonna make America great again, he gonna make America white again. He gonna get rid of all the darkies and just have white people. He have a handful of darkies to be slaves. He wants to put people in slavery, and he's doing that on the world market, on the global market. That's why he ain't sending them. He's from Venezuela. They ain't sending them. Well, we're gonna send them to some place in Africa, you know, because it's a slave market, bro. There was a lot of but you got stupid people in America. You got dumb, dim-witted, half-witted people. They don't know what the fuck's going on.
Please don't tell her, you know. He's like, bro, ain't nobody looking for you. Stupid ass out of here.
All right. I got that scripture for you.
Go ahead, brother.
This is Jeremiah 30:7. It says, "Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it." And in the NLT it reads, "In all history, there has never been such a time of terror. It will be a time of trouble for my people Israel, yet in the end they will be saved."
Man, so you think of the most chaotic, violent movie that you've ever seen.
Or time.
And right, you know, and You know, I can think of some pretty disturbing movies, man.
Right.
That, you know, in season 4, 5, and 6 of The Walking Dead. You know, and you think that something could be worse than that, right? Because you know a lot of people didn't watch it. I know I wasn't in the beginning because I thought it was damn another zombie. You know, we got oversaturated with zombie shit since the 80s.
Right.
All right. But you know, what made me start watching it was a conversation I had with my son, and he broke some shit down to me. And he said, "No, Dad," he said, "it ain't about the zombies. It's about the people. How the people, you know, going against each other, trying to survive, take each other's shit." And I was like, "Damn." And
that's check it out.
Yeah. So the zombies was just an extra problem. You know, the real problem was other people. Yeah, so the people that got to right, the people who saw them lights on at night, and then them niggas coming for y'all.
Right,
Right, they coming for your food, your water, and your women.
That's 2nd Ezra 15.
You know, so it got pretty wild, man.
2nd Ezra 15 and 16.
And then you had the people who they weren't coming for your food, your water. People, they were just coming for you because you were the food.
Yep.
You have them niggas out there too, armed to the teeth.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
So it's gonna get crazy. So you think of all that, all them different scenarios, all just balled up in one. Plus lawlessness. No, there ain't no 911. All right. It's gonna, man, and these women, we.
That's it.
Yeah, boy.
That's why the scriptures talk about it's high time to wake out of sleep, all right, and serve Yahweh Shem Yahushua. So in that day, He can guide you, He can lead you, He can provide for you.
If you don't have a man of the Lord, I'm gonna give you some advice. Keep 2 jars of Vaseline on you at all times.
Dang.
To make it a little bit easier.
Dang.
All right, just saying.
Minimum.
Keep that Vaseline, that KY. Right, so you already know what time it is. You just when they grab you, you just hand them
the jar.
Just hand them the right.
The mason jar.
And just say please. Right.
I can't stop you.
I know I can't stop you because you please use this.
I was gonna say they're probably smacking it out of their hand.
No, but you know what? For a lot of you, I'm not gonna shed a tear for you. A lot of you are gonna get your just desserts.
Yeah.
You know,
they're gonna have their way with you women. You Israelite women that ain't right, that you know, not giving us no play for Mr. Gray. Had to throw that in there. Fuck y'all, all right? Fuck y'all. And we're gonna get the Edomite women. We're gonna get them women of the other nations, all right? We can have concubines. We're gonna get all that, and then some more.
Right, hand claps. A lot of you gonna get what you just deserve. The things you done.
Reality's gonna hit you, woman, you fucking black woman, in the face. Reality's gonna hit you in the face when it gets real.
To these men, there's men in jail, locked up dead, you know, financially destroyed. Yeah, a lot of you women have done a lot of wickedness, and especially you Judite women.
And another thing, IUIC teaches that you can't hate an Edomite. You cannot. You breaking the law. You can burn in hell forever for even thinking about hating the Edomite. Don't even let that thought come to your mind, pursuant to Deuteronomy 23 verse 7, which they break that down wrong. The word there is not hate. And so Yahweh Shem Yahushua gonna do something to them.
Who sided with the enemy and helped destroy your own men.
Right. It's a chick I know. She isn't like she proud, and she gonna put on her story. Oh, you better watch what you saying, cause God is listening. Bitch, you the one who need to be watching what you saying. It's like, but it just shows you the pride, man. The pride of how they are.
First of all, you really can't even go to God. You can go through your man. Your God is your man. Okay? And the Heavenly Father, the Son. That show you right there in what is that? 2 Corinthians 11, if I'm not mistaken. The Heavenly Father, the Son, and then man, and then the woman.
God, man, and hey, that judgment got to come. It has to come for them, man, because they don't get it. They don't understand that, hey, you need a man of the Lord to get delivered. Ain't no other way of being delivered, you know.
Because they don't read the Bible.
Exactly.
Because they believe in Christianism, which has done nothing but lie to you, and they think that, you know, If you just, all you need to do is call on JC and you're gonna be good, and that's not the case. I found another receipt here, and this one says that and the 29 Americans in 2023, all right, were killed by an immigrant. Almost 9,000 were killed by white males. So who's the real problem?
Exactly.
Who's the real problem? But you don't see Steve Miller and none of these right-wing racist pastors talking about their own problem. See, we live in a society where the media has to always distract from white male destruction and chaos, and make the face of it here's or mine, or some Spanish-speaking dude, man. All right, just bearing false witness continually, nonstop, man.
Yeah, but that's why these curses that was on us is passing to them as well in the process, because they got to bear that out in the process. Go ahead.
I got scripture.
Go ahead.
This was happy to Esau for bearing false witness. This Proverbs 19:9. A false witness shall not be unpunished, and he that speaketh lies shall perish. So that's what we got to look forward to at the end of all this, man. Yep, that back you up.
This is Psalms 9 and 12. When he maketh inquisition for blood, he remembereth them, he forgetteth not the cry of the humble. So the Lord's inquiring about that blood. See, you're not going to be able to hide it, man. You know, the scriptures talk about how the earth shall disclose her slain, man. It shall no more hide her slain, man. So you could skew these numbers and all that, but the Lord knows.
That's why they want to doctor up and revise history. And rewrite history is that it's one, because I got to do a response to it with some pastor saying, you would be living in grass huts if it weren't for us. Niggas, it was castles in North Africa and throughout Africa before you crackers came. Okay? So stop. Just stop with it, man. Regurgitating that same...
That's that big head nigga, Pastor Manning from Harlem. I know where that fucking church is. That church been around for years. That big coon, Unsi.
Hateful rhetoric that they came up with in the 1800s, man. All that, all the shit that came behind Johann Blumenbach and Darwinism. And when they started, creating all this monkey people and, all this other bullshit. When the fact of the matter is...
Jake taught Esau how to fix a fucking house. They were living in caves. All that, the way they got their houses set up, the couches and all that, that's all Jake, man. They learned a lot of stuff from the Israelites and Moors and Gad. They were going to start, if Gad didn't help them, when Esau got over here to America, they didn't know, they would go to the sand, right? And they didn't know how to grow anything, so Gad would take fish and take the sand, or the dirt that wasn't, fertile or whatever, fertile, excuse me, and you take a fish, put it under there, and they can grow on it. Esau didn't know everything. If it wasn't for Gad, Esau would have been dead. Esau would have been dead. If this was an uncharted land, nobody was here, y'all would have motherfucking dead. Y'all been dead. That's the bottomless pit. You came from Europe. That's not your land. That's Japheth's land. You don't even know that.
Pale people look more like monkeys than niggas.
Right.
All right, monkeys don't have thick lips. They got no lips. All right, y'all the ones walking around like this. Right, like fucking monkeys. That's why everybody, because that's why they go out and get them, get their lips done and shit. Yeah. Right, and you can tell when on an Edomite woman when her lips have been done and when they actually hurt. And the ones that actually got lips, you might want to check your genes. Yeah. Because there's something going on in your DNA. It's something going on that you're not aware of.
Like some pain. That comedian Godfrey was making fun of it. He was like, yeah, you guys are monkeys, man. He says you got the thin lips, you got small rods, you got the skin, the hair under their skin is pink. You motherfuckers is that, and then they talk about Neanderthals, and you're the only motherfucker supposedly that, even according to your own science, that has Neanderthal DNA.
They glorified.
That's because you're the wood wolves. Right. You're the, what do you call it, the wild man?
The wild man. They're the wild men of the Dark Ages and the medieval time.
That's right. Yep. Because when Esau disappeared, nobody called. You know, who was the Edomites? They went up into the woods and the caves and all that. They split up, and then they came back. They made a grand return as the Wild Man. Look up the Wild Man. Go to Wild Man. Go to Google. Put in Wild Man and hit images, and you're gonna see Edomites looking like they came out the caves. Because the Most High took that spirit from them. They didn't know how to speak Hebrew. They grunted, and they were attacking everybody.
And then they try, and what they do is they try to blend that history. Because I just saw something, I got to do a lesson with it. I saved the evidence, but basically some scientists just dug up a bunch of black Vikings and showed that they were So the evidence just coming out. And I keep telling you, look, you make all these television shows, The Last Kingdom, Vikings, and they love that Viking shit, man. And the truth of the matter is that Vikings weren't white people. The Irish weren't white people. The actual Scottish people and the people in
the Scots, William Wallace, Sir William Wallace, and the Vikings, and so forth. They were worshiping Odin. They were praying on Odin. The movie, The 13th Warrior. Those were Jakes, man. They was talking shit in the movie. Those were Jakes. And the Vikings kept talking to the Spaniard. He kept talking shit, and then he talked shit back to them. He said, "How did you learn our language?" He said, "I listened." You know.
Eurasia, the part of Europe that you call, the part of Asia that you call Europe, those were all brown, melanated people, man. And there's too much evidence to prove that. You're the people that live there now that came there in the Renaissance. All right? You know, St. Vincent killed you with that letter, with that Ben Franklin letter. Paragraph 24 is a monster. You can't take that back. I'm surprised they ain't just scrubbed it off the internet by now.
It's too late.
But it matches up. Yeah, but it's too late. But it matches up with secular history. It matches up with biblical history. It matches up with too much evidence that we presented, showing you that during the time of the Dark Ages and the medieval time, Negroes were ruling all of Europe. All the Robert the Bruce, you know, and King James. Those were all so-called black men.
Can I play this real quick?
Absolutely, brother.
This is Neil deGrasse, right?
Turn that fan off, Papa Shot.
Yeah, button on the bottom.
I got a small speaker if you want to look up to it.
You should have been off of that, brother. Hook it up to it. Then when you have to turn shit off.
Okay.
I had one. I don't know what mine is. I left one over here.
That's it.
That ain't mine, brother. I don't know who's that.
You gotta link it.
You gotta link it up to your phone.
Let me turn mine on. Mine tried to hook up to it.
Yeah, but
How about
why they
make this
get that?
speaker findable?
Well, why they get that? You go ahead, brother.
Yeah, why they get that? I was just gonna say, you know, because Job 9:24 says the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, and it says of the wicked how he's a liar and the father of it, right? And he's in power right now. Matter of fact, in this Micah chapter 2 verse 1, it says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it." All right, what do they practice? Evil. Part of evil, lying, deceiving, right? It says, because it is in the power of their hand. You see? But those that's about Yahweh Shem Yahushua, which is the elect of the nation of Israel, all right, the scripture says that, you know, we should not be deceived. Wait, how did it go?
Fool me once.
Can't fool me again. If it's possible to see the word,
we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. You know, we're not ignorant of his devices. We're not ignorant of his ultimate agenda, right? Of a new world order and wickedness, right? A new world order, right? A one world government in wickedness, right? Complete with everybody chipped with that MOTB, okay? And so they're gonna, you know, gradually, you know, get to that so people can accept it, right? And that's where you get that, you know, pressure from above, pressure from below, you know, Order out of chaos, right? And they engineer the chaos.
Order ab chaos.
Order ab chaos.
Which means order out of chaos.
Right? And this is their ultimate agenda. All right, but we're hipping you, all right, to the agenda, all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. All right?
The Galilean dialect.
Yep.
Basically, you create a problem, all right, then you watch the reaction, and then you come with your
solution that you had.
That you already had ready, because you
Preconceived.
can pretty much you can guide people to where you want them to go and already have what you want them to have, because you've already controlled the narrative of what they're thinking.
And the people wouldn't accept, all right, your ultimate agenda
without the
chaos
that you created.
And it's going to be no normality out here, and people are going to want that. It's just like a few years ago during that time, the shutdown, and everybody had to be in the house. Now, I want to go outside. You know what I'm saying? I want to go outside. So they wanted to get back to some type of normality.
And look at the chaos that they've created just in the last 5-6 years alone. You went from lockdown to your borders being overran, which was all a plan to get to where we are now.
Right.
They let those people come in and get comfortable just so they could active force the imperial forces and their imperialism and their racism and their hate, so they could do it. That was the real reason why they brought them here. That was their reason. We know the Lord brought them here to judgment. But Esau's reason was to bring them here so that he can do it. Just same way when he did 9/11 to himself, and blamed it on other outside people, just so they can enact the Patriot Act and get around the law of the land. And basically all these defense businesses have activated in contracts and all this extra money, all right, and controlling people, right, taking away your rights, all right, and now fast forward, they're doing the same thing all over again. And so, like before the cameras went on, ICE has been put together to be the new imperialistic army for totalitarian rule, but it's dystopian rule where the rule of law is gone. And what I mean by the rule of law is the law of the land, so that the citizens don't have any inalienable rights. They're taking your rights away. They're making the Constitution non-void. And I've been saying for years that for the last 5 years, I've been saying in a lot of lessons and live on camera that it's two things left stopping Esau. And that's the Holy Bible and the Constitution, and they're trying to do away with both at the same time.
It's the same thing with Europe. You know, they let all the Arabs come and run through Europe. And now we talk to the Spirit, you know why, but now it's showing why they did this, because what's next? The chip. Now they can say, if you don't want to do, if you live in South Shore and you a nigga, you don't want us to come and run through your buildings, go and get these digital chips, all right? Go ahead and get this shit in you. It's what they doing in Europe. Well, you want to work, we got to make sure we have it so it can't be fraudulent, people stealing identities and all this. We can know you really belong here. Get these biometrics. Right?
Yep. Problem, reaction, solution. So the solution is the MOTV, just like.
Yeah. So you know, you're gonna tell you, because what? Well, we got to do something. We're tired of ruining our country, so you're gonna be willing. Now this is.
Well, it's gonna be tired of the chaos and all the death when the racial stuff kicks off.
Yep.
And the funny thing about that is nobody knows the mark of the, when the mark of the beast comes, when the chip comes, and everybody got to get chipped. Most people are going to take it. They're going to buck up against it, but they're not going to use the scriptures. Some people, we, of course, the GMS is going to say that's the fulfillment. But other people, like people around the world, they're not going to buck up. Africans, them stupid ass bonehead Africans, they don't know the scriptures. You know, you're gonna have Edomites or people that appear to be Edomites from the Bible Belt, these holy rollers and these Bible Belt people, these prophetic people, evangelicals down south in the Bible Belt. They're gonna say that's the mark of the beast. Those are the people that's gonna say it. Us, the GMS, and then the other camps, the other rogue camps, the rogue Israelite camps, they're going to see it. They're going to finally see it. They're going to see that GMS was correct, and then they're going to know that there's been prophets among them.
They're going to try to bring back normality.
Right.
These people gonna be like, well, I don't want to kill my white friends. Well, I don't want to kill my nigger friends. You know.
Well, get a chip.
Well, get a chip, and we won't have to kill you, nigger. Hard ER.
If you called someone Neanderthal, that was an insult. Like, they're still evolving Neanderthal, and they all went extinct anyway. Do you realize that the most racist scientific community ever were 19th century anthropologists? They're the ones that said that white male humans were at the top of the evolutionary ladder, and blacks and everybody else were lower, still evolving, closer to the apes, and all of this. So watch what happens. In the 1990s, the world found out that Europeans are between 1% and 3% Neanderthal, and Africans are 0% Neanderthal. So in the 1990s, research papers started coming out talking about how creative and imaginative Neanderthals must have been. A complete facelift of the Neanderthal. Old time.
So there you go. It shows that Esau, for one, Esau's a fucking liar. The devil the Bible speaks of, he deceived the nations. But he's the base man.
Right.
He, when the 13th tribe tells you, this is why they call Caucasians. I never understood this in the world. One day I called some Caucasian a white person. I said, don't call them white. They Caucasians. I never understood that until I got to the fucking truth. Because after they got ran into the caves during the Dark Ages, or during the Byzantine Empire, or you can call it the Eastern Roman Empire, or you call it the Holy Roman Empire, all those are the same things. All right, those Edomites got ran into the caves, man.
Forced up there.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, like the prophecy said, it was ran away as a thief. And then what did they do?
Somebody hold that.
They turned into fucking cave, what we know as a caveman. Grunting, all right, it's described in the book.
Yeah, when they came, the Mossad said, okay, I'm going to let you motherfuckers loose. You became, well, the Greeks, the Romans. Then you went back into the caves again. That was the Dark Ages, you know. Look that up. Look up medieval and Dark Ages. When you look that up in the Google, it says that was a time, and they'll say from 500 AD to, which longer than that, from 500 AD to about almost 1500 AD, which is 1,000. They play around with it, but 500 around there for 500 years, but it was really longer than that. That they didn't have the power. Jake ruled, and so they said. When you go to Google, they said, "Oh, nothing much was really going on." Yeah, nothing much wasn't going on with you. It was Jake that was doing all these great things. We were on top. You had them women of other nations, them Edomite women with the big hips, the Moors. They had the harems, and they had the number one girl that everybody wanted to purchase. I have a book on that. What's the name of that damn book? Slavery in the Arab World. It says in that book that the number one concubine that everybody wanted to purchase was the Edomite woman. So they were all over the place, man. That's why you got a lot of these Arabs are dark. The original Arabs are dark. Just as dark as these brothers that you see here, the elders and brothers. And they they sing with the Edomites, man. So your time is up. Your time is up.
By one of their own, drinking out of the skulls of their ancestors, picking lice out their head, like fucking monkeys.
Watch the movie Quest for Fire. All right? They'll try to tell you that was 10,000 years ago. No, nigga. That was during the Dark Ages. That was less than 1,000 years, right around 1,000 years ago, man. All right? That was, Quest for Fire wasn't 10,000 years ago. It was about 1,000 years ago. All right? On your belly you went. Okay, and the name that they are called, the scientific name that they gave themselves or that they called them was troglodytes. That's a caveman, a cave dweller. That's what Caucasian means, cave dweller. And your first cave home was Mount Seir, the Caucasus Mountain, Petra, which is a damn tourist attraction today.
Yeah, and what happened was you had a split among Esau. The Romans came from the Greeks, which came from the Caucasus region between the Black Sea and the Caspian Sea, and you came from the north down. You took over the dark nations. Meanwhile, you had Edomites that stayed down in Mount Seir, that region. So they knew that they were Edomites. That's why the Romans referred to Herod as an Edomite. but they look the same. And the Romans, Edomite Romans, they descended from Esau. Scholars would say that. So-called Jews, small hat, scholars, historians. You go back maybe 5, 6, 8 years ago, they would say all kind of articles. You know what they do? Can't find them articles no more. You might find one if you look hard enough. Because we've been bringing this truth out, so they go and they, what do you call that? They scrub it. they scrub all that information. All the Hebrew Israelites, black Hebrew Israelites found it. Let's scrub it. And we're using the hell out of a chat. And we was using chat yesterday at the speaking at the camp. And everything. We went into GMS, and they went into GMS. The great Bill Stone Israelites, they believe in this, they teach that. The 12 tribes. I said, God damn, you want to learn about GMS? Just go to the chat. So what about the GMS Israelites? They even mentioned my name. Yeah, the head guy is named a guy named Tahar. Apostle Tahar and all that. They do all that stuff, man.
And you got the same damn Roman columns, your favorite infrastructure. All right, you had the same columns on those caves.
That's right.
The original caves.
Cut right into the side of the mountain. And at the top,
eagles.
And the tops of them are eagles. All right.
So easy a caveman can do it.
It looked just like California too. I've seen it. It looked just like fucking California.
Who got that Job?
I got it. Job 30, I'm going to start at about 3. For want and famine, they were solitary, fleeing into the wilderness in former time, desolate and waste, who cut up mallows by the bushes and juniper roots for their meat. They were driven forth from among men.
And let's see, that's probably why I don't like gin. Because gin, the number one ingredient in gin is juniper roots. Juniper, go ahead.
Right. They cried after them as...
Well, juniper roots are good for you. They are good for you. The nettles, that's what kept them alive, because they were eating that raw meat. So them herbs were keeping them alive. So there's nothing wrong with that. Esau was eating the right thing. Mosai made him eat that. That was the medicine. That was the only medicine the Most High had to keep these devils alive. So he put the spirit on them and eat them juniper roots and those the nettles and so forth.
After a thief, to dwell in the cliffs of the valleys, in caves of the earth and in the rocks. Among the bushes they braved under the nettles. They were gathered together. Children of fools, yea, children of base men. They were viler than the earth.
Yeah. So basically, the Lord, and what they show you in that one Planet of the Apes movie, they basically took away their cognitive skills.
Yeah.
You know, that's what the Lord did to you. You know, and it shows you that that same thing happened to Nebuchadnezzar. That he was a model for what the Lord did to you, and you know, and right now the Lord's taking away he's doing it again. He's taking away. He's just becoming a broody ugh. You know what you call Trump Biff. This is a fucking meathead.
That nigga Biff
says is there no wisdom in teaming, man? Is there because look, none of this.
Yeah, Biff is from the movie Back to the Future. When they made the director and the producer, when they put the movie together, the character that played Biff is based upon Donald Trump. That was supposed to be Donald Trump. Biff.
Shit, you know, like the stuff the elders bringing out, man. None of the stuff the numbers ain't adding up. We get to the point where he just gonna hit you in the head, man, with a damn. He's just going back to the caveman.
Right. So all of a sudden, my man made me laugh. You know, all of a sudden, how brilliant the Neanderthals must have been. Right. And you did a whole thing of how dumb these motherfuckers were. Yeah. And that's they're extinct because of their stupidity. Wow, these motherfuckers was dumber than niggers. You know? And now all of a sudden, oh shit. Oh, Edomites, white people got, you know, Neanderthal DNA. Oh, they must have been great. We made a mistake. Right, so that he gonna try to revise history again. All right?
Hey, Salak, another thing they do, they make these Sasquatch movies. But with the Sasquatch movies, even though it's a different creature itself, they use those Sasquatch movies to say they the caveman. Because in that movie, Harry and the Harris, they say, hey, don't kill him.
Yeah.
He just like us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the Wood Wolves. When you see them, they are all hairy hair.
Distant brothers.
Yeah. Well, when you look at Nebuchadnezzar, it said his
hair, his
yeah.
nails.
Yeah, you know.
He went on about his animal.
That movie Sasquatch came out last year. It was really about their ass being a hairy ass king.
I got a quick precept. It's on Nahum 3:1. It says, "Woe to the bloody city! It is full of lies and robbery. The prey departed not." And like y'all saying, all these lies, these robberies they did, they still this bloody man to this day, and they never went away. They still got to get destroyed for that. Because you know that woe means destruction. So hey, they gonna get their due diligence because hey, you reap what you sow, and you sold up all this wickedness and these lies to the people, trying to say that we came from monkeys and all that bullshit. Like y'all said, man.
And this is science that the world ate up. And that's how you know this man is the devil the Bible speaks of. Revelation 12 makes it clear that the old serpent, the devil, is the Romans. Right. And of course that beast who deadly wound was healed is those same people. Alright, so now we fast forward to now. This devil wants to deceive the nations. And he will come out of Gog and Magog. And can you read that, brother?
This is Revelation 20. I'm going to start at verse 7. And when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea.
And so, Salaki, bro, I just want to land back on it. When I told you get paragraph 24, because they came out of that 1,000 years. And that 1,000 years, that when they came from out of the pit, when they came from that lower state, that was the Renaissance. Well, what was happening between that time?
Yeah, that's correct. That's correct. Now, Bishop Nathaniel, he said that's talking about 1,000 years after the 1,000-year reign with the Messiah, pursuant to Revelation 20 verse 4. It ain't talking about that. It's not after the 1,000 years. The Edomites are going to come and attack us. God, no. You're going off. You're going off.
All right, because I want you to continue with that, but I want you to go to that letter right now, because what we're basically, when we tell you that so-called Negroes were ruling all of Eurasia and Asia, all right, during the time of the Byzantine Empire, all the way up until the Renaissance.
Yeah.
All right. That's who was ruling. So you know, like this bones that they just found, all these graves with all these black Vikings, you can't get around that. All right, like there was two sets of black. So they said the Vikings are coming. Which ones? The white ones or the black ones? You know, no. There was. And so I keep telling you, you were not the Irish, you were not the Scots, you were not the Brits. All right, you were not the Vikings, you were not the Anglo-Saxon. As much as one of my favorite shows ever is that damn The Last Kingdom.
Hell,
that's one of my favorite series. But aesthetically, it's all a lie.
You weren't the original Romans. You weren't the original.
None of that.
You weren't the original Egyptians. That's right. All right. Cleopatra may have been an Edomite, a so-called white woman, but that was not the original, man.
Exactly. She was a so-called Edomite.
100%.
I mean, a so-called white woman, but yeah, it was. But those you got. But they're counting the history from the time of the Ptolemies. Now that you mentioned it, I gotta show the receipt. I gotta show the receipt, because this receipt is not even 2 months old yet.
You dumb niggers are confusing Cleopatra movie with Cleopatra the goddamn Edomite.
Right, because she was a so-called white woman. She was a so-called black, but this guy right here. All right, my LA accent. This nigga right here, cuz. This nigga right here, cuz. Now this nigga right here. All right. They just dug him up about 6-7 weeks ago. That's right. About 6-7 weeks ago, 3,000-year-old pharaoh, man. All right, ain't no getting around it. They just dug him. So this guy right here just destroyed a lot. This destroyed the Ten Commandments. This destroys everything about the Ish people over in the land of Israel. How do they plan it? Because I don't know, you know, what was Bibi Milkowski walking around the house of Pharaoh? All right. They just dug this up. Damn. All right. So Cleopatra came after that, when after Alexander conquered and Esau Edom, the so-called white man, took over Egypt. Yes. When he took over that part,
that's a Negro.
And he was taking over Asia, renamed a portion of it Europe. All right.
Yeah.
Europe is a black woman. She's a black woman. It's a based upon a myth. She never existed. It was a woman that Zeus wanted to pop, and he came down in the form of a white bull, and he had Europa jump on his back, and he rode her somewhere and popped her. So the Europa is a black woman. Zeus is black. He's a black man. That whole Greek mythology, that was the superheroes of that time, and there was Jake. Those are all Jakes. All the Zeus and his family, his brothers. He had his father's mother was named, I forget her name. The father was named Kronos, which means time, and I forget his mother's name. And one of his brothers, Poseidon, was one of his brothers. What's this? Hades was another one. But he was the head guy. He was the oldest brother, so to speak.
And so this letter, someone get that in what they said, the earth shall bear witness. What's the one I'm looking for?
Psalms 85 and 11.
Truth shall spring forth out the earth. All right, and then this is evidence of that when he's going to read it. This is his will.
Can I back you up real quick?
Yes, sir.
This is Wisdom of Solomon 2:16. We are esteemed of him as counterfeits. He abstaineth from our ways as from filthiness. He pronounces the end of the just to be blessed and maketh his boast that Yahweh is his father. So that's why he's mad, because the truth is coming out.
He makes the boast that he's the people of the Lord, and when he's not.
Yeah, he's counterfeit.
And the fucking world knows it.
That's right.
These people just have so much power over the media right now. They're still trying to suppress the inevitable, what the world knows.
Yep.
You'd be amazed how, just in general conversation, people would talk up and start talking about the little hats and saying they're not the people of the Lord and they're not the ancient Israelites. I'd have heard white people just out of nowhere just say it.
We was at camp with Taj. Remember this? Like a couple weeks back, a white woman pulled up in a van.
Oh yeah,
a little mini van. Like she probably was be all fit and whatever pills. And she agreed. Like she had a little quick rant and shit. Yep. Everybody's against these fucking what's the new term for them?
The little hats.
The little hats, man.
Little hats. Tiny tops, little hats, curly fries.
Right. Y'all
on in for a good minute too, because you know that.
He said curly fries.
That light right there stayed for a good minute. She was just like, y'all the real people. They fake. They not the real.
Yeah, everybody knows at this point, man. All right. Let's bring out those scriptures in the info.
Colonizers.
This Psalms 85 and 11. Truth shall spring out of the earth, and righteousness shall look down from heaven.
Right. So they just dug up those black Vikings. They just dug this guy up, this Pharaoh. All right. All right. And so the evidence is just overwhelming as to what's really going on versus what has been told the lies. And and I just want to smack the face of these lying ass Edomite pastors that keep coming with this racist, with this racist rhetoric about how violent and dangerous we are, and we'd be living in grass huts if it wasn't for them and all that sort of bullshit.
Right. Lies.
No, you were the damn people living in the woods and in fucking huts and in caves and shit.
Hey, but y'all do it right now. You got money and y'all want to go mountain climbing and hiking and roughing and shit.
And be dying out there too.
Yeah.
Why you want to climb? No, I'm just gonna prove I don't need a rope.
Right.
Fall to your damn stupid ass.
Hey, remember the nigga that jumped in the sand?
And then people were mad. Why are you making fun of his death?
Yeah, because he
was proud enough to go out alone to a sand pit to and film it and show you how I can survive this, and I'm gonna show you how to survive. And nigga, you could have brought a homie with you with a rope,
just in case.
Right, but exactly. But he was just proud. He jumped in there, and the dumbass look on his face, and he recorded his own death. And then all of a sudden, you started discussing the fear, and he realized, oh shit, I can't get out of here. And then that nigga went under. Teary-eyed and scared. He went under, and the camera just got quiet. And then niggas were watching and laughing at his ass. And the Edomites was mad. How dare you guys?
Yeah, F that Edomite, man. And a couple of sandy bubbles came up too. A bubble, a bubble, a bubble.
Or in one situation, damn Edomite fucking climbing in the cave, through the
cavern. Yeah, the
cavern. Got stuck and died. Stuck in there for hours and died.
Yeah, and that's a horrific and scary thing, man.
Between a rock and a hard place.
Just climbing into a dark ass cave, you just want to crawl in the dark until you end up fucking face down and can't come back up. Blood rushing to your head, fucking bugs and shit starting to bite you.
And they do that to me.
They like, well, nigga, you gonna die anyway. We might as well start.
We start.
You know?
They came down here in the middle.
Spiritually, that's what the Lord's doing to Esau now. Like he was since he's cast into a net by his own feet, man.
Hey, brother, I'm holding it.
Oh
shit! All
shit!
right, go ahead.
This is
Salakia, brother.
The 24th paragraph, which leads this is Benjamin Franklin. He says, which leads me to add one remark that the number of purely white people in the world is proportionally very small. Obadiah, the first chapter, man. But yet now, fast forward, they tell you they're the majority, which is bullshit.
They're still the minority.
Yeah, they fake their numbers. They have an acronym for it. It's called MENA. It's Middle Eastern North Africa. And that's meaning they use those people, when they come to America, they classify them as white in the census. All right? That's the acronym.
The Latin tribes, too, classify them as white.
Yeah, to help you remember, MENA, all right?
And guess what? We're the ones that fit that. That's right. That's where we're from. And then we had our people who were here. Even the ones who were already here still came from Western Asia. All right, but go ahead, brother.
All Africa is black or tawny. Asia chiefly tawny. America exclusive of the newcomers, wholly so, meaning that the original Americans, all right, are tawny, dark brown.
I'm tawny.
Color.
Light
right?
brown.
Human.
Different shades of brown. Okay? When they said red, for one, you look at a red horse as brown. All right? To get brown, you use red as well. But also, they will call them red face because they used to wear that war paint. Right. If you put on red clay, you can blend in the woods more.
Yep.
Okay? Depending on the area. Slocky. And in Europe, the Spaniards, Italians, French, Russians, the Russian icons been popping up more and more. Right. And Swedes are generally of what we call a swarthy complexion, as are the Germans also. The Saxons only, and they're not the real Saxons either. All right, they don't come from Isaac, man.
Actually, they come from Isaac. They don't come from Jacob. So they're not the angelic sons of Isaac.
What I mean by that, they're not counted as the seed. Just like Romans 9.
No, but I'll let them have it. They actually are Saxons. What they're not is you're not the angelic sons of Saxons. So there's a difference.
Not Anglo-Saxon. The Saxons only accepted who with the English make the principal body of white people on the face of the earth. I could wish their numbers were increased, and while we are, as I may call it, scouring our planet by clearing America of woods, and so making this side of our globe reflect a brighter light to the eyes of the inhabitants of Mars or Venus. Why should we, in the sight of superior beings, darken its people? Why increase the sons of Africa by planting them in America?
That also proves how they worship all these other gods. Like that clip, I'm going to send that to you too, St. Benji, of that Rosh Hashanah celebration that was going on in that synagogue with that woman leading and literally telling you about that they believe in human sacrifice and that the different gods that they pray to allow it. Showing you that these people are not the people of the Lord. There's only one book. That's that Jayism. That's that Talmudism. The Bible, there's no other book for the people of the Lord than the Bible. So the fact that they use a whole other book is evidence of their fraud. Okay, go ahead, continue, brother.
Why increase the sons of Africa by planting them in America? Or we have so fair an opportunity by excluding all blacks and tawnies of increasing the lovely white and red. Esau was red all over like a hairy garment. But perhaps I am partial to the complexion of my country, for such kind of partiality is natural to mankind. He told you he was racist, meaning he was for his race. All right, he was for his race, and everybody else is brown.
Anyway, Shalom. You can watch the rest of this. This is up. They did it live a couple of hours ago, 4 hours ago to be exact. So with that, I'm gonna say shalom.